When you joined here, you mentioned you chat with Daniel, and it said you train hard and you get your opportunity to play. And obviously, you've played in all four of the games here. Just give me an idea of what the training sessions are like here and how hard the players work on an everyday basis to get those 3 points on a Saturday.
I mean, yeah, the sessions have been really tough physically, especially the midweek sessions. I feel like we're working really hard, and perhaps the results haven't merited the performances that we've given. I feel like that over time, if we continue to work that hard, then the results will come. So I know I've been really pleased with the work ethic that I've seen from everyone. And not only that, I feel like the boss has been really clear on his instructions on how he wants us to play, which is really clear as a player, the philosophy that he wants.
How much do you like that philosophy and that style of play as well?
No, I think it's a style of play that really suits me. I feel like we're a possession-based team and we like to build up from the back and to dominate games. So I think that really fits in with the style of play that I'm good at, and I can help the team in that way.
Just want to touch about your football growing up now. You started at Benjo Tigers, is that the right? Okay, good. Did you always grow up playing as a midfielder?
No, not actually. I've played various positions at Spurs. When I was younger, quite a lot of the time I'd fill in at centre-back, and then I stopped growing, so it didn't really go anywhere with that. But at Tottenham, no, they were really keen on you playing a variety of positions, helping, because they thought it helps you wherever you end up playing. You always fall back on the skills for various positions, and they see that you'll be able to develop all parts of your game. So now I've played a variety of positions, mainly in the defensive half of the pitch. I mean, I'm not sure people want to see me up front, but no, I think defensive half of the pitch, I played quite a lot of positions, yeah.
When you were growing up in the Tottenham Academy, was there any players playing at the time that you looked up to and you kind of followed?
At Tottenham at the time, like when I was growing up, it was sort of the first sort of times they were in the Champions League. So players like Modric, when he was there, obviously gone on to win a Ballon d'Or now. So he was someone that I'd watched closely. Scott Parker as well. I was lucky enough to be coached by him as well. So he's someone that plays a similar sort of position as me growing up. And then you look at the more modern day, like Moussa Dembele. And then I actually managed to train with him before he left. And yeah, it was just, I remember growing up watching him play. So to train with him was unbelievable.
What was the experience like working under Scott Parker, and how much did you learn from him?
I think I learned a lot from him. I only had him for a year, but I think that he really helped develop my game, really key in helping me improve and telling me areas that I need to work on to try and reach that top level. So no, I think he was a real key person in my development, along with a lot of other coaches at Spurs, not just singling him out.
Yeah, and in terms of that, just on a whole, in terms of the coaching you got up to academy and the what you learnt there, just give us an idea of that.
Yeah, so the philosophy at Tottenham, especially when we were younger, was to dominate the ball, be good individually, 1v1, dominating your opponent. So I think that really helps you, because in any style of play, whether the team wants to go a bit more direct, you're still able to cope with the demands of that, but technically you'll be able to play for any team due to that background. So I feel like that was the style that Tottenham really implemented into their young players, which is similar to what Norwich want and what the boss wants. So that's why I think the fit has been very good.
And just finally, what do you make of Norwich as a place and the city? I know obviously going out and socialising is a little bit different with the crisis we've got in a minute, but what do you make of the city?
No, I mean, it's really easy to settle in Norwich. It's not too busy, but there's enough to do. I mean, it's been tough with the pandemic, things maybe not open, or you have to be more careful as a player, because the last thing you want to do is to catch the COVID. So no, but as a place, I felt really at home here. it's quite similar to where I grew up from, because I didn't actually live in London, so it's just quite similar. But no, I've been really pleased with how I've settled in at Norwich.
I feel like giving in. How was I to know that I wait to feel this way? I'll carry on the show as we write another page. What a difference a day makes on my own. Feeling surrounded by the people that you love. Then tomorrow's handshake to the rest of the world, with the feeling of love and pride and the sun shining in your home. Don't be late, there's too many people to see. Play with fate and it's bound to end in defeat. It's funny how things go, the preacher's gotta believe. Carry on the show, 'cause tonight I wanna be free. What a difference a day makes on my own. Feeling surrounded by the people that you love. Then tomorrow's handshake to the rest of the world, with the feeling of love and pride and the sun shining in our home. What a difference a day makes on my own. Feeling surrounded by the people that you love. Then tomorrow's handshake to the rest of the world, with the feeling of love and pride and the sun shining in our home. What a difference a day makes on my own. Feeling surrounded by the people that you love. Then tomorrow's handshake.
Pinto comes forward from left back. He's got Buendia in front of him. Buendia bides his time. Now steps up a pace, cuts in, helps the ball into the penalty area. This is the moment for Rhodes! And that's the hat-trick! No doubt about it this time. And that is a proper striker's finish.
Hi, I'm Oliver Skipp and you're watching NR1 Live.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to NR1 Live. There he is, the beast, Akinfenwa, and Stuart Webber and Zoe Ward from our executive committee making their way in to watch this afternoon's game. The boys are warming up. It's a big one this afternoon. Norwich City hoping for 3 wins on the bounce. I'm joined in the studio by Rob Newman, and I am, of course, Dan Wynne, filling in this week for Darren Eady, who is off coaching Leiston FC in the FA Cup. They've got a huge game and we wish them all the best. Rob, great things have happened since the international break. We had a great result on Tuesday, a last-minute winner last Saturday. Things are starting to turn the corner.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think after the winner at Rotherham, it was important to get the 3 points on Tuesday against Birmingham. It was a tough game. It wasn't the greatest game. Norwich deserved to win. You know what I mean? They got a goal right at the death. You know what I mean? Great strike from Vranic. But overall, you know what I mean, they deserved them. They had the majority of the possession. You know what I mean, they had what few chances they had really. But like I say, a win's a win. You know what I mean? And to follow the Rotherham game was a win. And then coming into this game as well against Wycombe, who have yet to get a point. You know what I mean? You're just looking for them to kick on now.
It's a big one. Well, we've got a packed show today coming up on NR1 Live today. On the gantry, offering us some expert analysis is Darren Huckerby. We're going to have a live catch-up, bit of a chat with Christoph Zimmermann, see how that injury is treating him. Oliver Skipp takes on our teammates feature. Plus, we are now giving away a signed shirt. Here it is, Rob, signed by the squad this season. All you have to do to win this is to predict today's score using the hashtag NR1Live. There it is. And obviously, we're taking care of all the business today. This is how fans at home can follow the game. If you are a season ticket holder, head to canaries.co.uk and you will have your pass ready to watch the game. If you are not a season ticket holder, you can buy a match pass for £10. But, Rob, it's a huge game today, and as we now know, we'll take a little look at the Norwich team. And Norwich this afternoon are unchanged. How did Norwich set up with that team on Tuesday night?
Yeah, no, it's pretty straightforward. You got your back four. With Rupp and Skipp as the holding 2 defensive midfielders, and then basically the other 4 are all offensive players. You mean Campbell and Buendia are the technicians in the team. Pukki, I thought, made some good runs on Tuesday. Unlucky, not to get a few chances. And I felt a bit sorry for Hugo really, because I didn't think they played to his strengths. You know, I mean, we always said it was nice to have a big 9B target man up front, and they still played the tippy-tappy football. But you know, I mean, that's what they've become renowned for over the last few years and whatever. And Hugo never was given any opportunities to show what he can do in challenging in the box. But he's still up there, and he's given another opportunity today. They might be going more direct today. They might see it as a different plan. But I think they all deserve their place after the game on Tuesday.
For Hugo, as a big number 9, is that what he needs? Something different? You mentioned recently that Xabi Quintilla is, particularly good at whipping crosses in. Is that something you'd like to see a little more of from him? Yeah,
and just thinking about you, I mean, just driving home in the car after the game on Tuesday, you think how many times did Tim Krul hit a long pass into Hugo? You know what I mean? What keepers do, push everyone up. I don't think he did it once. You know what I mean? And if you're like a big 9B, see, that's what you thrive on, really. And what we were saying on Tuesday is sometimes it's okay to go direct. You know what I mean? With people like Pukki, Buendia and Campbell, if they go up to Hugo and they know he's not going to lose it completely, if he doesn't win the ball, the defender's not going to head it 20, 30 yards. They're going to be dropping around. So sometimes it's just route one is not the worst place to go. And they might do it today, they might not. But like I say, to have someone like Hugo up front as a physical presence takes the pressure off of Pookie a bit, really, because sort of like in recent games he's been up there on his own. He's not had no sort of like physicality. He's not had no protection. You know what I mean? It's tough. But Derby, for instance, they had 3 massive centre halves, and well, he's not going to win no headers against them.
And at the other end of the pitch, obviously missing Christoph Zimmermann with that calf injury. Grant Hanley and Ben Gibson starting to form a little bit of a partnership. What did you see from them on Tuesday night?
I've liked him. You mean when Ben Gibson made his debut 2 or 3 games ago? I thought he was a real good signing for Norwich and whatever. Like, and Hanley coming back the other night as well. I thought those two did really well. And it's important, really. I mean, injuries could play a key part. If these two stay fit, I think these two could be, you know what I mean, like really pushing Zimmermann for the starting places.
And he's not starting today, he's on the bench for Wycombe. The household name of the Wycombe Wanderers lineup, Akinfenwa. How do you think Grant Hanley and Ben Gibson would handle him when he comes on? How would you handle him?
I would stay away from him. I wouldn't arm wrestle him. I wouldn't want to get into a physical battle with him as well. I'd like to think, you know, I mean, they're cute enough to stay far enough away from him, because I don't think it'd be either of them for pace. But you don't get into battle with this guy. Bearing in mind, I mean, he ain't a bad footballer. Technically, he's quite good. He'll receive balls into him as well. So you just got to be a bit cute the way you play him. Don't get in a fight with him, because he'll love that.
Yeah, I guess he sometimes gets a little bit disrespected, doesn't he? Yeah. You know, because he's probably been told in the past he's too big for football, but he's put the work in the gym, and he is a heck of a player to contend with.
Absolutely, and by the sounds of it, he's a heck of a guy in the dressing room as well. And they're in the Championship now. Wycombe are in the Championships now, so they're serious teams now. So if this guy didn't have nothing to offer, he wouldn't be out on this pitch today. You know what I mean? The fact that he is, people in the Wycombe staff, football staff and whatever, you mean know that he's got something to offer, whether it's on the pitch, whether it's just around the pitch, and as a mentor to a lot of the players.
Well, let's see how actually he matches up against Grant Hanley, because you know, they're two gentlemen of stature. Yeah. Do you know, I didn't realise that Akinfenwa was now 38 years old and still doing a job, so he's done ever so well. But these are two big guys, and that, if it comes to fruition, will be a physical battle and a half.
Oh, absolutely, and if it becomes a physical battle, there's only one winner. You know what I mean? Ben Gibson said on Tuesday that Grant Hanley's the quickest in the squad. Whether we believe it or not, I don't know. He should not get done for pace today by Akinfenwa. If it becomes a battle, then it's going to be tough.
Absolutely. Well, Rob, you are not our only resident Norwich City legend today. I'm pleased to say that Darren Huckerby is joining us from the gantry to offer some thoughts on the game today. Darren, how are you doing?
Good afternoon, gents. How are we doing?
Yeah, great to see you. How's it looking out there? Are the boys looking ready for action?
It's actually nice to be back. Obviously, I've been away, and this is the first time I've been back to Carrow Road. So, just like all the fans, we all want to get back. So, looking forward to it.
How do you think you, as a player, would fit into a Daniel Farke side? It would have been fantastic to see.
Yeah, a lot of passing football, attacking football. I think I'd have fit right in, to be honest, like a lot of attacking players.
And obviously, we're very early on in the season here. Very early on, as Rob and I were talking about. You know, can we judge this Norwich City team yet? What more do we need to see from them to know whether they're going to be real promotion contenders?
I think the start has been good, but you know, not completely convincing. Rotherham, we got the win, but you know, we're kind of lucky really. Much better team than Birmingham, but if we're being honest, this kind of game today, we've got to beat them because they've lost 6 games on the trot, only scored 1 goal. If you want to do anything in this league, you've got to beat teams like Wycombe Wanderers.
Hux, how you doing, mate? Just a question, mate. Games I've watched over the last couple of games, to be fair. You as a winger, basically you as a number 7, an out-and-out winger, you'd like to receive it on the touchline. How do you feel if you were playing in today with both fullbacks, Aarons and Quintilla, push really high up the pitch, basically forcing you infield? Would that have suited your game? Or would it have hindered? Because it seems to be they're up there wet receiving the ball, and everyone seems just to come in the middle. And sometimes it just seems to get bogged down with many bodies. How would you have felt about that?
To be honest with you, if I was playing in this team, they wouldn't need the fullback to push on.
No, absolutely.
So what happens is, obviously we've got loads of technical midfield players that are good on the ball, so the fullbacks can get wide, but the fullbacks have still got to put good balls in the box. So sometimes it gets a little bit trying to be too clever in midfield, too many passes. So sometimes it'd be nice just to get wide, beat a person and get a crossing for Hugo, who should thrive on that kind of service.
And also another question as well, Hux, if you were on the ball, I mean, again on Tuesday, you mean they're saying Kintia's putting some great balls in, like, you know what I mean, from the byline. But sometimes I say, you mean maybe you don't need to get to the byline, you just need to hit some sort of like deeper crosses, the diagonal crosses, so Hugo can challenge the defenders at least, and then you get your Pukis and Buendias around them just to try and pick up the second balls. But they just seem so intent on getting to the byline and whipping crosses in, and sometimes they're just whipped in rather than hung up at the far post, which Hugo should thrive on.
Yeah, I agree with you. You've got to mix it up a little bit as a wide man. You can't just do the same cross all the time, especially against Birmingham, because they had 3 centre-halves who weren't bad in the air and defended okay. And if the same ball keeps coming in time after time, you know, as a defender, Rob, you can adjust it and get ready for it. So, you know, you sometimes go inside and cross a ball, sometimes beat a man cross the ball. You've just got to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. Fantastic, Hux. Thanks very much. Can we, just before we let you go, can we have your score prediction for this afternoon?
I think it's got to be a comfortable 3-1 win today.
Comfortable 3-1 win. You heard it here first, Darren Huckerby. As I said earlier, we are running a competition. We have here a signed Norwich City shirt, signed by the first team. And follow Darren Huckerby's example, in order to try and win this, predict your score using the NR1 hashtag. Hashtag NR1Live. And you'll be in with a chance of winning this signed shirt. And we're going to announce the winner of that at the end of the show. That's Darren Huckerby's thoughts. Rob, we're going to take a little look at Norwich's upcoming schedule now, because, you know, with no disrespect to Wycombe, this is a game that obviously Norwich City want to go ahead and win. Yeah. But just look at this schedule coming up. Obviously, it's different to the Premier League. The games come thick and fast in the Championship. And those 4 next games are all teams that are currently above Norwich in the league.
Absolutely. You mean, like I say, as you said, massive today. I think nothing more than the win would do today. And then Brentford away. Last season they were like really, really good. This season they've not started as strong. I think it's like a bit of a hangover. Bristol City, my old team, I mean, they've started really well. Lost at home last week, so maybe they're like starting to feel it. And Millwall are probably one of the surprise packages. But like again, Millwall at home, I think Norwich should win the games. But they're tough teams and they're tough games. But if you want to get out of this division, you've got to win those games or get something from, especially the away games. Get a point, don't get beaten.
Well, Tuesday night, obviously, you know, the second win on the spin. So we're going to take a little look at how that game went against Birmingham City now.
Okay.
Birmingham are allowing Buendia some space here, 30 yards from goal. He gives it to Rupp, just to his left-hand side. Rupp goes for goal, and the goalkeeper turns it aside. Decent save from Etheridge. Rupp helps it into the penalty area. Pukki to the right of goal, cuts it back. Cantwell puts it wide. Birmingham are going to be able to clear the ball away just by the numbers there, and the pass slightly off, but Cantwell wins it back. Great play. Sprints into the penalty area. This is a chance for Cantwell. Goalkeeper smothers it, and he had 3 players up there with him. Cantwell decided to take the shot on himself. Aaron's right corner of the box. Plays it back to Ollie Skipp. Now it's Buendia, 25 yards from goal. Plays it into the area. This could be the chance for Cantwell. The flag's gone up. He puts it into the roof of the net there, Cantwell. It's a lovely finish, but the flag had already gone up. Of course, in the Championship, there's no VAR. There's no chance to look at it again. The goal won't count. Buendia gives it back to Aaron's. Crosses from the right-hand side. Pukki can't get there. It's full for Cantwell. Oh, it's blocked. What a great bit of defending that was. No problem Norwich have had, though. That ball is down. Challenge there involving Clayton on Cantwell. Now, Clayton has been booked, so this could be a red card. It's a second yellow and a red card for Adam Clayton. Rupp wins it back, playing fairly. Now here's Buendia with a chance to thread it through to Ida. Edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in, and Norwich have found the way through, and it's Mario Brancic who tucks it away from the edge of the penalty area.
So obviously another late win for Norwich City there. Rob, what did you like on Tuesday night? What do you think the boys did well?
I think they were patient, maybe too patient at times, but I think they kept the ball really, really well. And just in those first few clips there, you could just see how difficult it was. You know what I mean? They were just trying to penetrate the Birmingham defence. That it sort of like it was 9 blue shirts against 5 or 6 yellow shirts. So difficult, but they kept patient. They kept moving it from side to side, trying to get it wide and whatever. And I think it was noticeable in the end that after the man got sent off, basically, it was Rupp who won the tackle. it was a quick ball forward from Buendia, and sort of like whether like some sort of like lack of concentration because the guy sent off, but they managed to do it. They managed to get the goal, and it was tough. And it's going to be the same today. You know, I mean, teams aren't going to be here and play open, expansive football. They're going to defend and keep in the game for as long as possible.
I'd like to talk, if I may, about that man, Lucas Rupp, because he's had his detractors since coming to Norwich, and he's turned a bit of a corner. And I tell you what, he was actually really generating some support on social media. There is a new song creeping in, which I will not sing. But obviously, people talk about he perhaps wasn't playing his favoured position in the past. Why is it that the new role and what he was doing on Tuesday night might be more suitable for him?
Maybe sort of like because teams are sitting deep here and whatever. Like, I mean, he's getting more time on the ball. He's sort of like he's receiving it in areas that he's being given time. And like you say, technically he's good enough. He won the ball for the goal. So I mean, like before when Dia made the pass, it was him that made the pass. Shots there as well. I just think he looked industrious on Tuesday. One sort of like maybe slight negative about him, and it is just only a little slight negative. I think a lot of the times he picked the ball up from his defence on Tuesday, and rather than play that ball forward, he would sort of like wait and just play a little sideways pass. So I think not only him, I think Norwich as a whole have to get the ball quicker. I'm not saying just bash it in the corners and whatever. I just think people like Buendia and Cantwell have got the ability to find spaces further forward, and when a Skipp or a Rupp or even one of the centre halves or whatever, like, I mean, if they can see that pass, be positive, play it through the lines so they're getting it higher up the pitch. But like I say, Rupp started really well, and I thought he did really, really well on Tuesday.
And he was rewarded by being named in the Championship Team of the Week.
Yeah.
You know, he, of all the players on the pitch, attempted the most passes, and he's really coming into his own there. You can see some stats on the screen, a 95% pass completion rate versus Birmingham.
It's fantastic, 95%. That's just, the ball retention is so important, especially when you're trying to break teams down and whatever. Like, you've got to keep it. And with him being central, he's probably pivotal to receiving it. If it's going from side to side, he's the one that's got to receive it. Sometimes you've got to be really competent in receiving it because you're going to have bodies around you. But like I say, on Tuesday, his confidence, and he looked so comfortable receiving the ball and whatever, like, and hopefully it can continue today.
It's been really encouraging. We are now hoping to be joined live by Christoph Zimmermann himself. Christoph, it's Dan. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello, everyone.
Christoph, you're here. Rob's here as well. First of all, how is that calf treating you?
Oh, sorry, it's just perfect timing now. Can you still hear me?
Announcement.
1 second, please. It's just a bit loud here at the moment because I'm at the stadium.
Yeah, you've got to roll with the punches. How is that calf treating you? We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, yeah. The calf's getting better, luckily. So I was hoping, obviously, to be a bit further ahead than where I am at the moment. But like, it was a bit on a still stance, to be fair, for 3 or 4 days, and it didn't allow me to run or to start running earlier. But luckily, it's become a bit better the last 2 days, so heading in the right direction, definitely.
You're known as a bit of a phenom in the gym. How have you adapted your training and workout schedule to nurse that injury back to health?
Basically, when it comes to the gym work, luckily I'm not the one who is in charge there. It's more the sports scientists and the physiotherapists who basically tell me what to do, and I'll try to be as good as possible and listen to them to hopefully bring me back on the pitch as quick as possible, because they are the experts on that.
Absolutely, and 2 wins on the bounce. Has the mood turned a little bit at the training ground? Is there some real belief there, or was it there anyway? How are the boys feeling?
Well, certainly. If you go back 3 weeks after we had lost to Derby, and everyone's like heading off to international duty, or some stayed here, and the team's not all together. It's obviously it's been a rough couple of days, because you still got the last game always in your mind, and you think, how the hell have we lost to Derby in that game? Well, I know there was just one team going forward and one team trying to win the game. So obviously the mood hasn't been great then. But there's always belief that we can make things happen, and the last 2 games have helped a lot, boosting our confidence again. It's good to start with 2 wins after an international break, and to try to get on a good run where you just keep winning games, and we're currently building that, and I hope we can take the next step today.
And since you joined the club, you really have developed a special relationship with the Canaries fans. Obviously, they can't be here at the moment, out here in the stadium watching the game. How much are you guys missing having that support behind you when you play?
Well, we were lucky enough to have at least 1,000 supporters in the ground against Preston, and you can tell how much of a difference it makes. So the difference between no supporters and 1,000 is unbelievable. And then, yes, obviously there's a difference between 1,000 and 27,000, but the similarity is you get a reaction from the crowd when you're going forward, when you're defending, when you win a ball, when you have a successive tackler. So you always get a response from the crowd, you get emotion back, and that just helps you in the game, in the game so much. And it's a bit sad that we don't have supporters at the moment, and obviously most likely not for a couple of months maybe, seeing how the situation develops at the moment. But it's sad because it's just not the same, and you just start to realize that and the importance of supporters in the stadium when you don't have them.
Christoph, we'll let you go and take your seat so you can go and cheer on the boys. Thank you very much for joining us. Rob, Christoph Zimmermann, a colossus in the heart of defence.
Yeah.
You know, he talked there about how tough it is, you know, without the fans. How would you have found it playing in a stadium with no fans?
I'd have liked it because I would have got the stick, would I? There's no one to give you a stick. No, it's very difficult.
Just from Brian Gunn.
Absolutely, you'd have heard him. But no, yeah, I can fully understand. You know, I mean, they're players that, you know, I mean, want the fans. They raise their games for the fans when they're in there because they're exciting players as well. You know, I mean, people get driven on by the noise in the stadium, and when you're feeling tired at times and you might be lacking a bit of confidence, the fans give you that energy and whatever. Like, so to not have that. It's sort of like since the start since lockdown and whatever, like, you've had to generate that energy and that belief in yourself, and some people can't do it. You know, I mean, they need that need that buzz of the fans around them and whatever. Like, so it's very difficult. And I can understand what Christoph's saying there.
Absolutely. Well, earlier in the week we asked Ben Gibson to tell us about his teammates. This time it's the turn of Oliver Skipp, another City new boy, to tell us how he's fitting in at the Lotus Training Centre.
Maybe Todd or Mario Vrancic. I think he's the type of player that likes to be on the ball, can open up tight spaces, receive the ball with pressure. So either one of those two, I think. Easy. Zimmermann, Christoph Zimmermann. I see him in the gym all the time, so that's an easy one without question. That's an easy one as well. And now we'll probably think he's up there, but he's probably second, I'd say. Shimoslav. You saw the video that you put out about Huddersfield. I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw that back. So yeah, no, he's the quickest, and I think he's one of the quickest I've seen in football, really. I haven't seen many strong candidates. I'd like to think someone maybe like Tim Krul, or maybe he can speak a few languages. So yeah, I'd have to give it to someone like him. I wouldn't say he moans, but Ben Gibson's definitely the most vocal on the pitch. He definitely doesn't moan, but in terms of vocal, I'd say him, especially in the last game. I noticed that when he first came into the team, he was ordering everyone about, which I think is good, which you need in the team. I think someone like Kenny McLean, the young ones as well, Max, Todd, but nah, Kenny McLean's got a bit. I've seen Mario doing his hair quite a few times, so yeah, I'd have to give it to him probably.
Well, Rob, I think there might be a little bit of an inquest for that last question there, but that was Ollie Skipp telling us about his teammates. We're going to take a little look at the opposition today and a bit of a form guide. And it's a bit of a comparison, and we'll see how we're getting on. Obviously, you know, we know Norwich's results, we've all seen this, but Wycombe Wanderers, their start to life in the Championship has been difficult there. What is that jump up like? We talked about the jump from the Championship to the Premier League, but from League One to the Championship, still a jump.
Absolutely. You mean, they massively overachieved last year. You just had to watch them in the playoffs. You know what I mean, the excitement that this generated and whatever like. So they're realising their dream now and whatever like. And I'm just interested, like, apart from Blackburn Rovers, they've not really been tanked. You know what I mean? Like I say, that 5-0 defeat is a real drubbing. But the rest, you know what I mean, okay, the 2-0s, but they're only one goal. There's not a lot. So they're still learning the game, and hopefully they can go away from this game today and still be learning tomorrow, like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, and they have turned a bit of a corner in terms of performances. In the week, leaders Reading held them to 1-0 and actually had more shots than their opponents during the game. So we cannot take these boys lightly today, can we?
No, you can, and basically, like I say, they're just living the dream here, and like probably their expectation is they're going to go down. So along the way, we're going to enjoy it and whatever.
We've got a little treat for you here, Rob.
Yeah.
We're trying to work out if you were involved in this or not. A little flashback from a previous Norwich v Wycombe encounter.
Sutton with a return ball. Fox gets it back again. Now at Cuckoo. Good looking ball and surely a goal, and it is for Norwich City. Chris Sutton is the scorer, and the Premier League side take the lead. Fox and Sutton, and that will do 2-0, and Chris Sutton's got them both, and that surely will be good enough now.
Those highlights, of course, from January 1994 and an FA Cup clash with Wycombe. Rob, come on, were you in that game?
That's right. I must have been in it, mustn't I? Like, I only signed about 2 years ago. I never got dropped to about 95, I think. You know what I mean? So I would have been disappointed if I wasn't in that team.
Yeah, it was in colour, which was a bonus, but the footage was a little bit grainy there. But we could make out Chris Sutton scoring 2 goals.
Yeah. He was a fantastic player here and went on to be a fantastic player at his other clubs as well. But not only him, you had Rolf Fox there, you had Efan Akuku. So, I mean, in terms of offensive talent in that team in that era, you know what I mean, it was second to none in my opinion.
A little bit of trivia for you. Can you name the manager of Wycombe that day?
Martin O'Neill.
Martin O'Neill, too good. Right, Rob, I'm going to need to ask you for a score prediction for today, please.
I know Huck said 3-1. I will be very disappointed if Norwich conceded it. I'm going 3-0.
You're going 3-0?
Yeah.
Well, remember, if you tweet that score prediction using the hashtag NR1Live, you might be able to win this signed shirt.
Sounds
I can
good.
imagine we probably won't give it to you if you were to
Okay.
win. But yeah, it's a big game for Norwich at this stage. You know, we don't want to lose that momentum from the last 2 games, do we?
No, absolutely, but they've got to take it serious. You know what I mean? Like, they can't go out expecting to win. You know what I mean? If they start getting those thoughts in their minds, then it usually backfires and whatever. Like, they've got. If you look at man for man, Norwich away in front of Wycombe Wanderers, but Wycombe Wanderers will have that spirit, they'll have that togetherness, camaraderie. Norwich have to play like they did on Tuesday, be patient, because they're going to have to break down the wall again of Wycombe's defence. If they can do that, get an early goal, then I think it will go up to 2 and 3-1. But like I say, they can be complacent in terms of this game's won before they kick a ball.
Absolutely. Remember, your score predictions, they must come into the hashtag NR1Live on Twitter to be in with a chance of winning that signed shirt. Rob, for you, who is the key man for Norwich City today?
I think I'm comfortable with the 2 centre-halves. I wouldn't say they're key men, but I think they're good enough to cope, because there's going to be a lot of times when they're on their own. I think the key men again are going to be like Cantwell, Buendia. They're the ones that can open up tight defences with astute and like little killer passes beyond it. So I think they will hold the key for today's game.
Absolutely. And what do you think Daniel Farker will be saying to them just before they head out today?
Something similar along the lines of what I've just said. Don't think this game's won. You know what I mean? Wycombe have got they're bottom of the table with no points, whatever like. So this is a great scout for Wycombe. If they can come away with a draw even, you know what I mean, it'll be a fantastic result. So don't be complacent, don't take anything for granted. Go out and do everything properly and professionally, and in effect you should win the game.
Absolutely. Well, that's it from me and Rob for now. Remember your score predictions using the hashtag NR1Live. If you want to follow the game and you're a season ticket holder, head on over to canaries.uk, or you can have a matchday pass for £10. Don't forget to join us back here at half time.